bill that allows people to carry concealed handguns into bars has won final legislative passage. It heads now to Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell for his expected signature. Vetoed for years by a Democratic governor, the bill opens the way for people with a concealed handgun permit to go armed into places where alcohol is served. But the bill forbids those individuals from drinking. The measure passed the House today on a 72-27 vote. And joining us now by phone is the bill's sponsor, State Senator Emmett Hanger, and in studio is Chuck Troutman of Duker's Sports Grill of Harrisonburg. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
So, thank you, Bob.
Yeah, pleased to be with you, Bob.
Senator Hanger, why is this bill necessary?
Well, this I think is a measure that will just protect Second Amendments for law-abiding citizens. We have a provision in Virginia, as we do in most states, that allows individuals to carry a handgun concealed if they're issued a permit to do so. And what I've discovered in measures of this type, if you don't have laws that allow law-abiding citizens to properly protect their safety, then the only ones who are going to be armed are those who don't pay attention to the laws. So that's where I come down on these issues.
Now, Chuck, you're opposed to the bill. Tell us why.
Well, I just can't think of a scenario where having a handgun in a restaurant is ever going to lead to anything good. You can't carry handguns into the courthouse. You can't carry guns into a bank. Why a restaurant?
Why a restaurant, Senator?
Well, actually, the individuals who are properly licensed for concealed carry can carry handguns currently into those places. And in fact, because of safety concerns, a lot of ladies nowadays are getting licensed to carry a handgun in their purse. And what you have, your intro there was referring to bars. Technically, we don't have bars as such in Virginia, but I'm talking primarily about people who go out to eat in restaurants that you find commonly in Harrisonburg and all over the place, where they happen to serve alcoholic beverages as well, and certainly in Mr. Troutman's restaurant there. And what you'll find is that if for law-abiding citizens, if we have a law that says you can't carry concealed in there, they won't for the most part. But people who have a disrespect for the law really don't pay any attention to whether or not they're supposed to be carrying. They will carry despite the fact that the law says you're not supposed to. So it's something that really brings Virginia into conformity. It's not radical. Some people view it as radical, particularly if you portray it as toting a gun into a bar. But a couple protections are there currently. Mr. Troutman's restaurant is private property, so if he doesn't want people carrying guns either open or concealed onto his property, he can post a sign, and then then people can't. I mean, it would be against his wishes. Then they're not supposed to. On the other hand, for people who do feel more comfortable, if they have some protection for themselves and their family, not just in the restaurant, but going to and from the restaurant. When you sometimes in an inner city, you have to park in a parking lot and go into areas where you're not particularly comfortable. This affords you the opportunity to keep that handgun with you. Even here in the General Assembly, you can carry into meetings of the General Assembly. Actually, most places you can carry your concealed handgun if you have a permit, or in the case of going into a restaurant currently, you have to disarm yourself and hide it away in your car or somewhere.
Chuck, any thoughts?
Well, I probably will ban handguns from my restaurant, because as I stated earlier, I just cannot think of any possible scenario that would ever turn out good. And I don't know if you're Applebee's, the Outback, or Duker Sports Grill. I don't think anybody that restaurant or anybody that serves alcohol is going to be a fan of having patrons out there with handguns. And I'm not sure I like the message of having a sign out front of my business, no handguns permitted inside. That's not really the message I want to portray to the public, but I may have to do that.
Senator, how does someone talk to another restaurateur today, and they said, well, how do you know not to serve somebody if it's concealed, if they don't reveal it? So it's kind of like...
Well, there can be issues with that, but it's just like now. How do you know that they're not already carrying a gun even without a permit? It's one of those things where you get the violation occurs, and what I found with individuals who have been granted the privilege to concealed carry, obviously you'll have infractions of any law, but for the most part you're going to find these people, the reason why they go to the trouble of getting permit is because they're law-abiding citizens, and they're going to feel very responsible for their permit, because they're putting their permit in jeopardy and also subjecting themselves to a criminal fine if, in fact, they do drink while they're there.
All right, Senator.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. State Senator Emmett Hanger and Chuck Troutman of Duker Sports Grill, I want to thank you both for joining us.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Bob. Appreciate the opportunity to discuss this.
All right, now let's send it to Mel.